now with Lenore, your host of the podcast, episode 1. We are super excited to be doing this. Lenore, I want to start off with just introducing a little bit about who we are, what company we're with, and what this podcast is going to be all about.
Yeah, so we are from VRMB, Owner Direct. It's a local booking platform where you can connect directly with owners. This podcast is going to be celebrating everything about Myrtle Beach. It really does help with the ecosystem of Myrtle Beach, with connecting owners, with guests, with our vendors. We have so many great businesses out there, and this is a way to showcase them and let you also learn from our experts in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, a lot of exciting stuff coming on this podcast. We have a very exciting guest today who you will meet shortly. But first, we are featuring a really cool drink, something we're going to kind of incorporate into this podcast. So first episode, what's the drink we're talking about?
So our cocktail this episode is from Boteco VIP, which if you have not been, please stop and see them. It's an amazing restaurant, such great vibes, and the employees are just so nice. The drink that they have is a Brazilian Capriana.
I made her
trying to say it like 8 times. Don't shoot me in the comments if I said it wrong. But this drink is really, really good. We had to do some tasting and testing and all of that just to give you a real good idea of what it's like. But it includes Brazilian rum. There's sugar and there's fruit in it. You have choices. I had the lime. She had the strawberry, but they also have passion fruit and they have pineapple. Either one you choose is going to be great. So that's our cocktail of the week. And please stop by Boteco if you haven't. They have a lot going on, and they have a new happy hour from 4 to 7, Monday through Friday. Perfect way for you to try that drink.
Yeah, a really great place. Love the vibes in there. And hey, we're all for like featuring and taste testing a cocktail. So we'll do that anytime. That one is really, really good. And this episode is going to be sponsored by
Lux Resort Beach Services, which is a beach equipment company that will deliver directly to your resort. So it features a luxury type setting. So not your typical beach chairs or anything like that, but they will drop off to your resort and they do pick up for you as well. So reach out to them.
Joining us now is our guest, Kelli Graul with the Coastal Collection. Kelli, thank you so much for chatting with us today.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. All right, Kelli, I want to start off with talking about, first off, what brought you to the Myrtle Beach area and what got you into the property management industry?
Sure. Well, we've been here about 4 years. We moved from the Northeast. I have 3 little boys at home, and I was a stay-at-home mom for almost 10 years. And then all my kids went off to school, and I didn't know what to do with myself. So I actually got a job working for a single owner who had 14 beach houses in Surfside, and I got all my experience that way. And then ever since then, I just really loved property management. I love making homeowners happy, and I love the flexibility. It's kind of like 24/7 on call, but also very flexible. So that's something that I really love and value being a mom.
Yeah.
So.
And being in this area, property management is huge. You know, people come here to vacation, big tourism area. And Kelli, you started the Coastal Collection, and I'm really curious to know, with the properties that you manage, what makes them stand out?
Yeah, well, my company focuses on boutique luxury, so I don't want to be just a massive property company where they feel like a number. I want my homeowners to really feel like they matter, and I want them to know that I care about their properties as if it were my own. And so really that's what I am striving for with this company, is just so they know that I care about their home, I care about their investment, and they're not just a number to me.
Yeah, I think, Lenore, that's like what's really important to you as well.
Yeah, I feel like, long gone are the days of volume, and it's more about the experience and creating those core memories. I saw you do some special things before they check in. What are some of the things that you do that make people that are traveling feel like this is something that is set especially for them?
Yeah, well, Actually, the thing that gets the most 5-star raving reviews is I have a friend who lives here in Myrtle Beach, and she bakes cookies. So she has homemade sweet little box cookies for the guest. And almost everybody that comes in mentions, oh, thanks for the cookies. So I think even just a small little touch like that really sets me apart from these big box companies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's her cookie company?
It's called Key to Sweetness.
Okay.
Shout out to Brittany.
Shout out Brittany.
So maybe she can come on here and tell more. But
Yeah.
she's great. The cookies are delicious, and she's got her own little baking company in town. So
Ooh, all right. I should have brought some cookies on set today.
What gave you that idea to like make it special? Like, what were your experiences that you decided, you know what, I'm going to take this to a different level?
So I think, well, just with working with other companies, they really would just be so basic, and I didn't really feel like I was able to have that personal touch. And really, I thought to myself, what would I want, or what would my kids want if we're walking into this beach home? And I thought cookies were a great little idea. Another thing that we provide is we give them all the amenities just to start them off. So, when you get in from traveling and you're like, oh, and I got to go to the grocery store, we actually give them everything they need just for the first start. And, then you go to the grocery store the next day, but just so they don't feel overwhelmed when they walk in.
Yeah. I think those personal touches really stand out to people, and then it makes people want to book that property again, which kind of leads to my next question. When you first, get an owner and you start to manage their property for them, the owners are like, okay, how can I start getting bookings? When are the bookings going to start? Tell me a little bit about that process. Like, what is important to do at the beginning?
In the beginning, when I'm onboarding a home, I really just get all the information I need from them so I don't have to bother them too much. I have every homeowner is different. Some people really want to be involved and care a lot. Some people are like, just manage it. I don't want to know anything.
Right.
I have homeowners that are that way, and then I have them on the other end as well. So I really just cater to the homeowner. So however involved you want to be, that's perfectly fine with me. If you don't want to be involved at all, I'll handle it. And I think that's really what they appreciate. They have a say. A lot of big companies, you don't have a say. It's just like, this is our policy and this is how it goes. For me, like if they want it a certain different way, I'm absolutely fine with doing it that way.
Yeah. What are some questions they are asking you right when they get on board with you? Like, what are some of the top questions you're seeing from owners?
They just want to make sure mostly that their homes are cared for. And so they ask me about maintenance. They ask me about inspections. They ask me about making sure that the guests are not ruining their homes. They ask me how I vet the guests. So we have a wonderful policy where it covers, thousands of dollars of damage. So I don't have to worry about that because, the policy will cover all of that. And so the homeowners really appreciate that too.
Yeah. And so for the owners, say it's their first. Some people, they've been doing this for years. They have properties in other areas. Some people come to the Myrtle Beach area. It's their first ever time doing this short-term rental. They've never done it before. What do you say to those owners? What are some tips you can give those owners, like the must-knows when they begin doing this?
My opinion is if they're looking for a condo, just to make sure that the condo complex is nice, because there are some seedy condos.
Yeah.
Yes, there are.
If you know, you know.
Yeah. That shouldn't deter you from coming because it's a wonderful place, but, every area has their issues.
Yes.
Look at it. What's it like at night? What's it like in the day? How do people upkeep with their, amenities? As far as homes, single family homes, if you're looking for an investment, I suggest pool, hot tub, something that makes the property stand out, because really the market is so saturated. You really have to think of ways to make it stand out.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit more about luxury boutique, because you say that's pretty much the properties you manage is more the luxury boutique feel. Kind of explain that a little bit.
Right. Well, I think that I'm more trying to find homes that have, nice decor. It tells me that the homeowners really care and they want to keep their investments, looking good for the guests. And also, I like the luxury side because it prevents bad reviews, and that looks good for my company. The 5-star reviews is what makes my company run.
I have a question though about luxury. We just had a conversation, me and this person, but they said if you're going to put the word luxury in your description, it better be luxury because people are expecting top of the line accommodations. Right. So besides decor, what are some other things that people can look at as far as, I want this to be a luxury property? What are some other things that would create a luxury space in a short-term rental?
Yeah, I'd say linens. I'd say making sure that the beds are made properly. I mean, there are companies where you get in from traveling and you have your linens in a bin at the door. And hey, you go ahead and make your own bed.
Yeah,
that's not luxury to me. Luxury is I want to go in the house I'm spending thousands of dollars on, and I want to have a made bed. So nice luxury linens, thick towels, shampoo, conditioner, body wash available in all the bathrooms. And so really those are like the little things that people love. It's everything that gets them ready. And so really they come in feeling like, wow, like they really did care.
Like they're on vacation.
Right. Mm-hmm. You don't want to work the second you get
I know I
your
don't.
beach house.
I definitely don't.
You want everything to be, and I always appreciated that too. I'm sure we all, when we travel, just those little touches mean so much, Right. I mean, just the shampoo, conditioner, and body wash did it for me right there. I was like, ooh, okay.
Right.
They had that in there. I want to talk about the booking process because there's so many platforms you can book on these days. A lot of people want to book direct now. They want to book with someone local now. Tell me about your booking process and what you recommend to people when they're doing the booking.
Right. Well, with my company, we're still newer. And so I do heavily rely on the third-party sites. I want to get to the point where I don't need to rely on those third-party booking sites anymore. In every home that I manage, I have a stand and it says, have you enjoyed your stay? Book again. And it's a QR code and it's actually going directly to my booking site. So that takes people from third party to me. And so in the future, next summer, if they wanted to book, they could book through my website to avoid all of the high fees on the third party sites.
Yeah. And I feel like the guest communication is better when you're booking with like a local smaller company and not a huge corporation. Have you kind of seen it from both sides, like booking for a huge corporation and then booking with now your company?
Yes.
And I guess like the pros of it.
Yes, absolutely. I think they just like that personal touch. They don't like going through huge booking sites. They like the personal local touch.
Mm-hmm. And of course, when people come to the Myrtle Beach area, when they're booking, a lot of people have questions. Like before they even book, they just have certain questions about areas, what's there to do around here, because they want to make sure where they're staying is, a good area.
Right.
So what are some of those questions that you're getting? And then what are you telling people about like the ideal Myrtle Beach vacation, like things they should be doing?
Well, most of my questions are, where are the good restaurants?
Yeah.
And so really, I just base it off of restaurants that I love and my family loves. I say, hey, if you're looking for seafood, go here. If you're looking for Italian, go here. But really, they just appreciate because some people have never been here before and they have no idea what to expect. And I think there's over 4,000 restaurants in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah,
so I think they appreciate my opinion of the restaurants.
Yeah. So are most of your properties, are they all homes right now? Do you have any condos?
I have all homes right now, all single family homes.
Okay. Do you do a specific location or are you the whole Grand Strand?
I live in Surfside, and so I prefer Garden City, Surfside area. I do have a few homes in just past Myrtle Beach State Park in Myrtle Beach, but I do prefer the South Strand.
I think everywhere in Myrtle Beach, there's something to do. And there's some great properties out there and some great resorts too. My question for you is going to be about the turnaround. How do you create a system, or do you have a system for ensuring that every single booking is turned around and then the customer's walking in and it's new?
Right.
How do you prepare for that?
I think that property management companies work well if you have two wonderful things, and that's good cleaners and good maintenance. And I have both of them. So the cleaners are so prompt and so reliable. They know exactly, if a guest checks out at 10 and there's a new one coming at 4, they know that they have that amount of time to get it turned around. If there's something that is broken, my maintenance will be right there to help. And I think that's what makes my company succeed, is that people aren't walking into dirty homes and they're not, I can't check in yet because the cleaners aren't done. I've never had that happen.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good.
I feel like that sometimes happens too with like the bigger corporations.
Yeah.
Because there's just so many properties. I think that's why like booking with someone kind of like, local, the experience can be really different for them when things like that don't happen.
Right. And if for some reason my maintenance isn't available, I'm right there trying to screw in a chair leg or something. I'll do whatever I can.
Yeah.
Exactly, to make sure that the guests are, cared for. So
Yeah. And for the people that are, focused on getting their bookings and stuff, a lot of people sometimes they want to self-manage, but then some people that live out of state or don't get to come here often, they need some help. Right. So that's where the property manager steps in. So tell me about the benefits of having a property manager.
Yeah. If you have, a full-time job, but you have this as an investment, this is something that really can just be hands off if you have the right property manager. I know a lot of my homeowners, they are out of state. And so they really appreciate that I'm local. I'm boots on the ground. If something happens at 1 a.m., I can be there in 5 minutes, as opposed to if somebody lives, in New Jersey and they can't get there. I think that's really the benefit for out of state. If they live local and they're investing, I still think it's valuable just because, I've got all the resources. And so the resources is like in a blink of an eye, I can have somebody there. It takes a lot of stress off the homeowners to have somebody like me managing their home.
Yeah. Now the question is, how do you find the right property manager for you? Because there's so many out here and around. And when owners are doing their research, what do they really need to pay attention to make sure they get in with the right one?
Right. Yeah. There's been horror stories.
Yeah. I've seen them.
Do tell.
I don't know. I guess I would just have to look at it. If I were a homeowner and I was searching, I would look for somebody local. I would look for a smaller company that doesn't have more than maybe 50 homes, so that they can so I can make sure that my home is being cared for. I would probably interview dozens before I would choose, but I think really what drives it home when I meet the homeowners that I have is they can trust me. They know that I'm going to take care of their home, and they know that, I'm going to get it done. And so really, even they ask for references like, hey, do you have any other homeowners I can reach out to so I can get a reference? And I'll do that for them as well. So really, it's just word of mouth and making sure you have somebody local. And
yeah, I think having someone local is definitely like a huge benefit to people. Someone, like you said, they can call you and be like, oh my God, do you mind going over to my property right now? Like,
right.
The fire alarm could be going off. Their Ring doorbell camera could have, gone dead or something. Just like little touches like that go a long way with owners. And so this is the main reason you started your own property management company, was for these reasons that we've talked about. Mm-hmm. So tell everyone, where they can find you, how they can get in touch with you, all that good stuff.
So you can reach me. My website is myfavoritevacation.com, and there you can fill out a form if you're a homeowner and you're interested in property management. You can also find me on Facebook, The Coastal Collection, and also on Instagram.
Awesome. Anything else you want to add?
No, thank you so much, though. A lot of information.
Yeah.
I think it's very helpful for people that are out there with their short-term rentals. Hope you get lots of calls.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We appreciate Kelli coming on with the Coastal Collection, and we will see you all for the next episode of Beach Please Podcast.
Thank
you.